Sarah, thank you. Well, the government shutdown could have a big impact on the District of Columbia, of course. And Congresswoman Eleanor Holmes Norton joins us now live from Capitol Hill to speak more on this. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, you had some very strong words in a statement about how this would affect the District of Columbia. We're talking about the government shutdown. Can you please express to the viewers your reaction or your feeling if the government is allowed to shut down?
Yeah, we all know that this will have a huge effect on this region and this city because we take a double whammy of federal employees, and then this is the height of the tourist season, the cherry blossom season. But for the District of Columbia, it is a special outrage. The District of Columbia is being treated as a federal agency. Our budget was passed and balanced last year. This is last year's budget. I have gone to the Rules Committee and asked that the CRs or the congressional resolutions be amended to at least allow the district to spend its own local funds. Understand, local funds. We are not in this fight. If the federal government, if the Republicans want to run the government from CR to CR, that's their business. But our budget isn't in this, is balanced, and it's an outrage that I've got to go to a press conference this afternoon with the mayor, who's going to have to warn people that if the federal government closes down, the District of Columbia, which is not in this fight, will also close down. It's a very special outrage. I have a bill that would also say whenever there's a shutdown, the district can continue to spend its own money. I've tried everything. I indeed spoke with the leader, Majority Leader Reid, yesterday, not only concerning the shutdown, but concerning some of the riders that the Republicans are trying to put back on the district after we were able to get all of the riders off last year. So we are drawn into a fight not of our making, and every D.C. resident hugely resents, very much resents it, since we will have to pay the price for a fight that is not our fight, dragged into that fight by the federal government, by the Republicans, who refused to let us continue to spend our own money all year.
One of those provisions would affect the way that the city does business with regard to one sector of our population. We're talking about underserviced, underprivileged women when they seek to get abortions. This, one of these CRs, as you say, would stop that. And the only other thing in this one, the prohibition would also apply to detainees at Guantanamo Bay. So it's an interesting balance here, D.C. residents and detainees at Guantanamo Bay. What do you make of that?
Isn't it interesting that the Republicans put forward, look, give us these two measures. This is legislating on an appropriation. Appropriation is about a budget. You're not supposed to have any legislation on it. It says, give us a rider to keep prisoners at Guantanamo, and while you're at it, let's give us a rider about the District of Columbia. After all, what's the difference? And so for the District of Columbia, they want a rider that would keep us from spending our own local funds on abortions for low-income women, not your business hours. The notion of using the District of Columbia as a bargaining chip in federal negotiations about the federal budget only compounds the outrage.
Congresswoman Eleanor Holmes Norton on the government shutdown there. We appreciate your time this morning, Congresswoman.
Of course.
Steve?
All right, more politics now. There will soon